Hey everybody, I wanted to make my first video about hardstyle for this channel. And oh well, it's a hardstyle channel, but yeah, my first video. And what I wanted to talk about first was because I'm really into that old school hardstyle that was from, say, the original hardstyle. You know what I mean? Even before they called it hardstyle. So we're looking at, like, say, the early 2000s and all that. Um, and like I can get into, like, sort of some example tracks or whatever that come to mind. But first, I wanted to make this video about okay, we can talk about why I love it, why I love that original hard style, and I'm sure a lot of you probably share the same reasons for loving it that I do. But I wanted to talk about how to make that old school reverse bass, the one that is just so iconic. Like, even if you hear a set from, say, 2003 or something, and then you hear certain songs and you go, oh, that song sounds pretty good. I like that reverse bass. But then you hear the reverse bass that you go, no, that is the reverse bass, the one that you recognize from, say, Zenith. I'm Your DJ, Zenith versus Avex, yeah, and say the sound in Who Is Calling, that was the Zenith DJ edit, the type of kick and bass, the reverse bass they used. So you probably want to know how to make that reverse bass, right? So maybe you've mucked around and you've, like, what I've done in the past when I was mucking around trying to find how to make it. Um, I would take, like, say, a 909 kick sample, and I'd reverse it, and I'd muck with it, I'd play with it, like distort it, a bit of EQ and things like that, and then it would sound good. Like, I mean, for what it is, it sounds like a nice reverse. It sounds like a nice reverse bass. It's like, this is fun, this is lively, I want to dance to this. But it's not the reverse bass. The reverse bass that you'd lose sleep over, like dreaming about it. So, I mean, you, like, sort of dreaming, oh, how can I make that? You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? It has that vroom sound. It goes like vroom, 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 like that. So it's like vroom, vroom. It's like it's got that revving sound. And you can try and fool yourself and try to make it from scratch. You won't. You that's not how it's made. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm going to get to how to make it, um, or at least not because I'm like the king or anything, and I can say, oh, how to make it, but I figured it out. I cracked it. How to at least get start, like, the foundation, and like what to start with, the right ingredients. You know what I mean? And what to do, like the technique or something. Okay, so let's talk about that. So okay, what you want to do is you go into the track by Mauro Picotto called Pulsar. You've probably heard of it, or you probably haven't. So Mauro Picotto Pulsar. It's the T mix, not remix. Wow, I actually realized that yeah, it's a spin on remix. So when you say it out loud, T mix, I now get why he called it T mix. Um, yeah, but so you find a sample in there. You'll hear a bit where you've probably seen a few videos, and I can link the video where they show you the part where the sound is. But what's actually happening is you've got his bass, and some people call it a womp bass or something. It's got like a whoom, whoom, whoom. It's like a swelling sound, it's like a cool sound. In and of itself, it sounds cool anyway, but it's not the reverse bass yet. He made it by accident. So what he did was he got this ARP saw. So the saw that he's doing, it's going ding, 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 ding. It's doing that, and then there's a zippy part. And what happens is that zippy saw sound and the bass, the womp, the swelling bass, the room, like, when they come together at a particular moment, some on one of the beats, it actually interacts with the saw, and it makes that revving sound. But it's only short because a reverse bass, what they do, or what I've done also is time stretch that you've got to stretch it so you enhance or um, you lengthen that revving sound, that revving moment, so you can hear it. You can hear it. So I think in tracks like first first step by it's by Hens and Cold. I think they were the first guys to actually take that um, accident sound and then keep looping it, keep using that as the bass. Every bass, every time the bass is attacking, every time you just keep using that one that revs. So it's not always revving. Sometimes it just sounds like a clean bass sound, but then when that saw, that RP saw comes in, sometimes you'll hear a room like, and you go, oh, that's the sound. So what I did was I bought the track, like I bought a copy of Mauro's track, and I went to that moment, that beat where that um, bass is making the revving sound, and then I took it into I'm using Ableton Live. So what I did was I can demonstrate this after. This is just a sort of like a test run of this video, like a draft to see if who's interested or not. Or actually, it's easy if I just talk about it before I make it, you know. But I've got like a sampler. So you know how people would use samplers like hardware samplers. Well, I've got a software sampler like a VST plugin. It's by Tal plugins, TAL, and I think it's called Tal Sampler or something, you know. And then yeah, so I've got that, and what I do, I put the beat in, right, and I'm time stretching it. So I'm going to the bit where you can time stretch. So it's lengthening the time that you hear that rev, and you're actually enhancing it, like it's well, because it's longer, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's better because it's longer. Not whatever. Just because something's longer doesn't mean it's better. But okay, whatever. But yeah, it's making that rev sound, and it's not as fast. So maybe the rev parts are closer together. So it's just like yep, yep, like that. But then when you stretch it, it's sort of you're bringing it to life. You know, you can hear it for most of the beat. Because I'm not interested in his womp sound, his bass sound. I'm not interested in his saw. I'm not trying to play his saw note to rip that off. I'm sampling that bit, that serendipitous or that accidental revving sound, and I'm stretching it. But that to me is the way that's the key ingredient of how to make that Zenith or that OG hardstyle reverse bass. And um, maybe what I attempted initially was to distort it with distortion, but there's a saturation part in the sampler. So you turn up the saturation, and that makes it come alive a bit more. You might do a little bit of EQ to try to enhance certain parts um, as well later, um, and maybe a bit more saturation you can add a little bit, not over the top, because part of it, yes, you want it to come alive, but part of the beauty of that OG hardstyle reverse bass to me is in its subtlety as well. So you don't want it when you start overdoing it with the distortion, you lose it. It kind of collapses that revving sound, and it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Yeah. So the video's gone for like 10 minutes, but I was just talking about where you start from, as in where does it come from, where I believe, or I'm quite sure it was sampled from, and then the technique to actually make it come alive, which is what hardstyle, how it became part of hardstyle, you know what I mean? And then when Mauro Picotto, he just maybe didn't notice it, or he heard it, and then he just went on to other things, you know? If someone said, oh, look, I sampled your, or you show him some hardstyle, and he goes, oh, that's cool. And you say, I sampled that bass from your track. And he goes, oh, did you? And I go, you know that bit that like has that zippy revvies bit? He's like, oh, no, which part? He probably wouldn't know. Or someone's probably told him by now. Or I don't know. Have they? And like, and then you're stretching that sound. He goes, "Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool." And then you tell him, actually, there's a whole scene that's built around that sound that people see as, or well, probably not today because we've mostly forgotten about that sound because they chase other styles of hardstyle, you know. But that was what hardstyle, when it was born. That was, I mean, I wasn't there when it was. I mean, I wasn't around in the scene when it was born, but I know that that really meant something to the Italian hardstyle, maybe some of the Dutch hardstyle people, but particularly the Italian ones. I think they really got onto it. Whether they sampled each other directly, so if someone made it, that reverse bass, they probably asked the other guy, "Oh, can I just sample it directly and then do something else to it, like edit it again from there?" I don't know if everybody knows it comes from where it comes from originally, or if they just kept sampling um, the Hens and Cold first step track. Yeah, this is a long video by now, but yeah, okay. So I might make another one where I describe why I like that sound, or that's probably why you like it too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be trying to figure out how to make it. But uh, yeah, like I like it because it just doesn't lie. Like the sound, like I wasn't listening to hardstyle when it first came out. You know, I probably started listening to hardstyle in about 2016 or something. More in 2016. You know, when I kind of came across it. And I listened to, say, DJ The Prophet, some of his magenta sets, like an old school set, and I heard these some cool reverse bass sounds. Like some people would talk about, oh, that's reverse bass, like TNT's newer tracks or what they're releasing. They would say, oh, this is reverse bass, and you go, yeah, it's reverse bass. But then when you hear that reverse bass from the old school, you go, that is reverse bass. Do you know what I mean? They're all reverse bass. Like you can call a sound whatever you want, but then if your eyes light up and you notice that one is unique, then it's because like it's there's something special about it. And I think that's what makes it so interesting too, is it's an accidental sound. Like Mauro Picotto, all he was doing was just layering a saw, an ARP saw going doing that. And oh, that sounds a bit like Who Is Calling for a second, you know. But he had this weird sort of cool saw, like this saw layer, and then he had a bass. But he probably wasn't predicting, oh, when they come together at one particular moment, it's going to make a rev. Like it's just how the sounds behaved with each other. Like it wasn't the intention. And then you'll even go like on a video. I've seen a video where someone recreates the Womp bass, like the T-Mix bass, and the ARP saw. They recreate it. It sounds perfect. The saw, like it sounds pretty close, and the bass sounds pretty close too. But it doesn't make that rev sound. I don't think they care. Do you know what I mean? Someone who loves trance or something and that music, they don't go, oh, hear that rev sound. But it's amazing that someone like Hens and Cold or Derb, the guy in that duo, how he would have gone, ah, let's loop that part and let's time stretch it, let's stretch it out and let's saturate it, and then it became something deliberate and something new. Yeah. Okay, this video's gone on for a long time, but you can tell I love talking about it. The time just gets away. So I've been using it in some in I've been using it at the moment because I've been making my own hard style at the moment, and so I'll release it. I'll upload it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, I'm releasing it. Yeah, like I'll upload the what I've done so you can hear the whole track, and it has, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, have a good one. But I'll also maybe show you or share my screen, so I'll show you what's going on. But you get the idea. At least if you know what I'm saying, you can go and try it yourself, or try and explore yourself, or you can ask me if you really want to know what I did after I show you. Okay? All right, have a good one. See ya.